Another record quarter for Tesla's production. I'm thinking 240,000 for Q3 2021. And here's the guesstimate. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Now I'm starting with the number. It's 240-ish, and I'll show you how I got there. And I'm not going to, make you wait for that because I already posted it on Twitter like yesterday, and I just got to get this out. I was going to save it for tonight's live stream. Hope you join me for that. But I was just afraid that they would release the production before then, and all of this would be for nothing. So before I made my estimate, I did not look at any of the other predictions, any of the street, any of the anything. Because now I'd seen other YouTubers and Twitter personalities, Rob from Tesla Daily, Troy Teslike, throughout the month giving their predictions, but those are subject to constant change as new information becomes available. I like to go in blind and see where my numbers are. Q3. This was put out by Tesla. The market consensus is about 222. 221,952 with a median of 222,375. So, yeah, and they could be off by $9,000. That's a pretty big margin, my friend. Now, in Q2, they predicted 201 and it was actually 206. They were off by 4.5%. So that wasn't great. But I'm only showing you this because Wall Street is not bright. They make cajillions of dollars to give you bad advice. I would like to point out at this point, of course, I am not a financial analyst. This is not financial advice, but you're going to hear some from other people, and it is financial advice, and theirs is bad. So looking at Tesla, set for massive trajectory for Q3. Tesla's on pace for 230,000 deliveries. Now, this is a lot of fun. This is just looking at what everyone else is doing. We'll get to that. The street is saying that, it's going to be the strongest quarter ever. Doesn't take a crystal ball to realize that's probably the case. We've seen ridiculous volumes coming out of China. We've seen fantastic volumes and long wait times in the US. It's looking real good. Piper Sandler analyst Alexander Potter, who has a very high price target of $1,800, is predicting 23,000. Come on, the street. I've updated this so many times. You guys gotta get your Credit Suisse 225 has upgraded in the 230 range. So 230 would be the highest of the streets, realistically, that I see. Now, for kind of fun, there are. I got Reuters up here. Yeah, 233 is what Alexander Potter said. That's great. That's about the highest of the street. And I think it's going to be even higher. Now, there is a rumor out of Shanghai that they produced 52,000 last month in September. And I'm taking that with a grain of salt for now. If it's true, my numbers will be under. And I'm excited about that too. Okay. Tesla Q3, what to expect? The same stuff. This article, boy, Yahoo's dumb. They want to make 750,000. They've already made 364. That means they still need to make another 300 and some thousand for the second half of the year. I mean, great. Come on. Bears and Bulls predict new record. Now, this is where it's fun. This is where I really wanted to get in there. There's this guy named Gordon Johnson. You may have heard him called by Stephen Mark Ryan, Gordon the Class Clown Johnson. He is either the smartest dumb guy you've ever met or the dumbest smart guy you've ever met. But in either case, I think what he really is angry and bitter and dishonest. And he is a financial investor, and he is giving you financial advice. And if you had taken it throughout his thousands of ratings, you'd be broke because he's terrible. So let's take a look. Now, when I put out my estimates, Troy Teslike was at about 233,000, I think. And Tesla Daily's projection had not yet come out. So let's take a look. Now, here's what I did to come up on these here numbers. pretty straightforward. Model 3, which is the softer of the two demand models in China and the smaller facility for production, I set this at 95% of their best month, which was July, 22,066. There were a couple of down days in September. We needed to address that, but it didn't go all the way offline. The factory didn't go all the way offline, and it was shorter than expected, but still, I think 22,066. As for Model Y, I took the last month, which was the best month, and just added 10%. There's a lot of rumors that this might be a low number, and if that's the case, hey man, I am delighted with that. Let's pop these guys in. That would give us a quarterly production, 65,000 for the Model 3, 59,000 for the Model Y. That's just from China. Fremont, what I did is I took last quarter, which was their best quarter, and I just said 2% better. They've been steadily ramping in Fremont, and I think a 2% increase is reasonable. They have not had downtime. They have not had the same kind of chip shortages as others or even themselves in the past. I think this number is reasonable. Fremont SNX. So the street thinks this is going to be about 10,000, and I haven't heard any reasoning why. Other personalities think it's going to be even higher. I do not. I think it is going to be 8,000. And my reasoning for that is I just haven't seen them coming out of the drone footage in huge numbers. They appear to be, they've cleared their backlog, but I don't know how many of those are counted in this quarter versus last quarter. I don't think they're fully ramped. And even if they were fully ramped, I mean, we're only talking 12,000 would be back to the pre-shutdown production levels, 1,000 a week-ish. And they are only running one line, where the SNX used to have two, and we believe that part of that line is now being dedicated to Model X test production. 8,000, that's I'm a-thinking. And real quick on the rumor of 50,000 in 1 month from Shanghai, that got under my skin a bit. I had to figure it out. So I watched all 8 of the drone videos from September, and I looked for 3 elements to determine how close to capacity they are. The first is how many of the heat exchangers in the southeast corner are operational in each of the videos, and on average it was only about 42. Let me double check it here. 42%, and that, yeah, that was. That told me that they weren't up higher than before. I also checked the average temperature in September compared to June for last quarter and found that it's only a 1 degree Fahrenheit difference. The heat exchangers would be running at about the same pace. I didn't check humidity over those 2 different months. I should have done that now that I think about it, but I don't think it would have changed my opinion. What else? Oh, and then of course I watched the June drone footage, and while it is higher than that, it is not astronomically higher. The 2 other elements I look at is how full is the loading lot, and the loading lot definitely looked full. And the last element is how full is the supercharger location at the east side of the site. If it's always full, it means they're producing mad numbers. But a lot of times in the pictures, the loading lot was full and the supercharger was empty, indicating more of a delay in trucks anyhow. So here we go. Save you the pain. Boom. 240, 782. Now, after this came out, Rob from Tesla Daily published his estimate, which is like at 251. It's, let's see, what is he at? 251, 149 production. Man, I hope he's right. That would be so beautiful. If I'm wrong, I hope I am wrong to that number, because that would mean they're already at a run rate of 1 million before Berlin and Austin come online. Let's go. What else we got? Oh, and then Troy updated his, after Rob's came out, Troy updated his numbers. I think he had 2 or 3 updates yesterday. 238, 556. So a bit closer to mine. Makes me feel a lot less crazy, because when I put mine out, I was definitely the outlier by like more than 5,000 units. So we shall see. What did I miss or misunderstand? Subscribe, smack of the thummy thing. Follow me on Twitter at 4K Podcast. You get to see this stuff early. Join my Patreon. You get to see it early. It's wonderful. I need the support. I love you guys. I can't wait to get these numbers out. I gotta see them. Oh, I'm stressing out. So, what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me, your blind and brilliance in the comments below. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and when do you think these numbers are going to be published? That's my question for the day. When's it going to be published? And heck, what's your estimate? There we go.